Okay, hi. I'm just going to teach you really quickly about how to make the no-knead pizza dough. It's very simple. Basically, I combine 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of bread flour, but you can use all-purpose flour if you choose. I find that the bread flour gives it a better elasticity for stretching. 3 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of water, 1.25 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. This is considered the quick rise yeast. It's very simple to find at the grocery store, and just a tablespoon or so of olive oil. So I use, just to sift it together easily, I use a whisk. So you just simply add 1.25 teaspoons of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. It takes very, very little yeast because of the long rising process. I whisk it together so that it combines a little bit before adding the water, because you don't need to mix it. It's considered a no knead, so there's no kneading required. But because of the long rise, that combines it nicely after the water's been added. And then I add just like a swirl of that olive oil to the water. You don't have to have the olive oil if you don't want to. And now you can stir it with a spoon. I prefer a non-stick spatula. It's less messy. And then you simply pour it in. The water temperature doesn't really matter. It's just going to sit at room temperature for a day anyways. You don't want it hot because it will kill the bacteria that's in the yeast, or the fungi that are in the yeast. So basically you just stir it and stir it and stir it till it becomes sort of like a shaggy dough. And I'll show you that in a second. So basically you see it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker really quickly. And so this is probably like adequate if you're not too picky about the stretchability. If you want it to be super stretchy and like nice and flat when you're baking it, then you can knead it for a minute or two if you feel so inclined. I don't really care to dirty my hands for that much extra effort. So basically you just want to incorporate all the flour from around the dough. You could do this with your bare hands if you wish as well. And then that's it. So you let it rise at room temperature for 24 hours. So you want to prepare this the day before that you want it. Cover it with saran wrap. It will more than double in size. And then you can divide it into 3 pizza doughs. You can use one right away if you choose, and then you can refrigerate the other 2 separately in a container like this. This is about a pizza about that size when it stretches out. Just like 2 drops of olive oil so that it doesn't stick to the container. Seal it and then put it in the refrigerator for 3 days. You can put it in the freezer for a month. If it's frozen, you have to bring it to fridge temperature for about a day, and then when it's in the fridge, if it's refrigerated, then just take it out and put it on the counter for 2 hours so that it comes to room temperature, and it'll be nicely spreadable and it'll aerate again. It'll rise a little bit again. So this will rise for 24 hours on the counter, and then it'll continue to rise for up to 3 days in the refrigerator. Very slow rising process in the fridge. So cover tightly with saran wrap. Place somewhere where there isn't a lot of temperature change. It's nice and warm at room temperature, 24 hours. Okay? Enjoy the pizza. Bye.